Welcome to Ask Auto Trader, where we answer your burning questions. In studio with me today, Chad Luckhoff and Farzana Chaumoo. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Thanks.
All right, so today we're not going to be answering a question, but rather addressing a suggestion that was sent to us by a viewer. And that is, do we have any tips to find the right car for your budget? We'll start with you, Farzana.
I think the first thing they would need to do is assess their needs. What actually do they want from a car? Do they want a big car? Do they want a small car? What features do they want in the car? Is Bluetooth important? Is having an auxiliary port and a USB port important? Do they want leather seats? Is cruise control important to them? What driver assist safety systems would they like? Safety features? Do they have kids? Is ISOFIX going to be important to them? How many passengers are they carrying on a daily basis? Are they going to be doing long distance driving, city driving? So
Make sure the lifestyle matches the car.
first of all, yeah, lifestyle.
Okay, Chad?
Well, once you've deduced that, and you need to be very honest when you do that, admittedly. You can't sit there and say, well, yes, I want a two-door sports car, convertible, but it's impractical with the family. Once you've got an idea of that, then you sort of know what sort of ballpark you're working with. But it can be a little tricky figuring out how much you can be spending on a vehicle, in terms of a list price, because you're working with monthly repayments. So if you are planning on financing the vehicle, you first need to figure out how much you can spend on a monthly basis on a vehicle. So you need to take your take-home salary, take away all your deductions, that's your bond, your school fees, your food, all that type of thing, and then take what you're spending on transport at the moment and add that to whatever's left over, and that'll give you an idea of what you can spend on a vehicle. But that's not on the repayment of the vehicle, because you need to factor in things like petrol, running costs, insurance, and if you're financing a vehicle, by law it has to be comprehensively insured, because it's not your car yet, it's still the bank's car, and it needs to be covered in case something happens. It's only once you've finished paying it off that it becomes your car, so you must have insurance. That all needs to come out of whatever's left over of your budget. The general rule of thumb is that you're going to spend about 1,000 Rand a month for every 40,000 Rand of the purchase price. So a 400,000 Rand car is going to cost you about 10,000 Rand a month. And then of course on that is your petrol and your insurance and that. So you're going to need at least, let's say, 14,000 Rand to work with there.
Which is more than what a lot of
people have to spend on a vehicle, yes. Once you've got that, you can sort of guesstimate, but there are a couple of handy tools out there. So MFC, Westbank, Auto Trader have all got finance calculators. You can enter in a list price of the vehicle and it'll show you how much it would cost per month. Another way of ensuring that you can afford a vehicle that's possibly a little more than what you've factored in is by putting down a big deposit. If you can put down a 10% deposit, you're going to easily crop off 1,000 to 2,000 Rand a month in terms of the repayment, and that's going to go a long way.
Yeah, that really helps.
Yeah, I would have to say it would be try and keep your credit history as clean as possible. That way that when you apply for that finance and you've put down a deposit, you actually have a good credit score and they'll give you a very good interest rate. Prime plus or prime minus, whatever it is.
The interest rate definitely factors into it there. But if you go and you approach them with a sensible purchase and you've already done your homework in terms of factoring in what you can afford and what you can't afford, if you're less likely to be overextending yourself, the chances of you getting approved for that finance is better because it looks much better in the bank's eyes and they're going to give you a better interest rate on it as well because there's less risk involved for them. They don't want to make their money fast and get out.
So I would say it would be analyze your lifestyle, look at a car that's going to fit the way you live. Having a big V10 for a student, not such a good idea. Make sure that you're buying within your means, that it fits your budget, and definitely keep your credit history clean so that you do get the best interest rate. And always keep in mind that things like fuel, petrol price keeps going up, maintenance, and of course, like you said, insurance.
Another one, and it is very, very important, especially in the South African market, brand bias. You may be sitting there and wanting to get a particular brand because of the status attached to it. because that status is attached to it, that vehicle's in high demand, which pushes the overall prices of those vehicles up. So if you're sitting there and you're looking at a compact crossover and you want to go with a VW Tiguan, that's going to fetch a premium. You can get a lot of the same by going with, let's say, one of the Korean manufacturers. They're going to offer you the same spec level, the same type of drive, but it's going to come in considerably cheaper. Don't be so fixated on the badge on the front, because you can get a whole lot more car within your budget for a lot less by switching and shopping around.
Keep an open mind.
Keeping an open mind.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our tips on finding the right car for your budget. Now, if you have a question of your own or a suggestion of something you'd like to see us do, you can go over to autotrader.co.za, go to the Ask Autotrader icon, submit your question, and you might just be seeing it in an upcoming episode.